What's going on, party people? Captain Zeus here, and I'm back with another review, and this time it is over Disney Plus's Star Wars series Skeleton Crew Episode 6. Now, for those of you that have not seen the episode yet, spoiler warning up ahead, because I will be going into some details about this episode. And if you like these reviews, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you guys think, and what other shows or movies we should be doing reviews on in the future. Now, I will say, this episode itself probably shouldn't have been a full 20+ minute episode. Honestly, the entire thing was just picking up exactly where the last episode left off with the kids. They fell down the chute, they shot outside on the side of the mountain, etc. The only things that really were important about this episode was the fact that Jod can semi-convinced the pirates to not kill him, because he's probably in the next episode gonna lead them to At-Atten, because he knows where it is. Well, technically 33 knows where it is, but they shot 33, so I don't know if he's alive or if he's just like EMP'd, like just out of commission temporarily. That was like the main thing that happened in this episode. Other than that, KB had to get like a new component installed in her head, and the physics of this made absolutely no sense. I get it, it's Star Wars, it's sci-fi, it's not supposed to be real, but here's the thing: they melted wires, put it into the sand, molten metal, poured it in there as if this was, you know, anything we've seen on YouTube with blacksmiths making stuff, molded into a cylinder, correct? And it took 5 seconds for it to cool off. That would not take 5 seconds to cool off. And then after those 5 seconds, Wynn literally picks it up, the cylinder, and then puts it inside of KB's head where the cylinder needed to be installed. Honestly, I don't care what universe this is, unless there was a specific tool that could cool it off that fast. There is literally no way for that molten hot metal that just got poured into this hole to be cooled down and solidified within the matter of 5 seconds. That was ridiculous. Now, other than that, we do get a little bit more like development with KB's character. She mentioned some kind of accident that happened to her in the past, so I hope we can get that, at least, you know, a little bit of development in what that situation was in the future. And I'm assuming that's what made her into this cyborg. That's really all we got, other than her and Fern basically back to being cool. Like, the only issue here was that Fern didn't realize that other people weren't like her, which, you know, as a kid, understandable. And this was a good moment for her to grow. Other than that, it was KB just wanting to speak up more, and I'm like, that's cool and all, but 90% of this episode could have been jam-packed into another episode. It did not need to be a whole episode just for this. This portion of the episode, it just dragged on. Like, a lot of parts in this episode was just like filler or dragged on to actually be the 20+ minutes. And of course, it's Bryce Dallas Howard who's directing it. For some reason, a lot of the episodes she has directed in the Star Wars universe, I'm not saying they're terrible, all right, but they're not exactly the greatest, and they do have a lot of dragged on moments. I don't know what it is with her directing those episodes. I don't know if it's just the writing or what it is, but honestly, I'm not saying this episode is terrible, not by any means. I'm still under the fact that this should have been a movie. This episode really emphasizes that fact, but this episode almost seemed pointless. It wasn't, but you know, that's the kind of the vibe I got, because I'm like, most of this episode could have been cut out, and the remaining parts, the actual important parts, could have put at the tail end of the last episode or in the beginning of the next episode, and we probably would have been fine. It would have probably been like, what, 5-10 minutes extra added to either episode, and it would have been fine. So I don't understand why we had a whole 20+ minutes for it, but nevertheless, I would probably rate this episode like a 5.5 out of 10, maybe a 6 out of 10. Wasn't anything crazy, dragged on moments. It was cool that the ship shed its skin, if you will, and it's basically like a new model. I don't understand how that works at all. I didn't know ships could do that. I didn't know ships were lizards and could just shed their scales or their metallic surfaces and become a brand new sleek looking baby smooth ship. The new version, it's not even a new version. The ship looks clean now, because all it did was just take off all that hunky chunky stuff. So I would like some explanation as to what the frick that is all about, because if we don't get any explanation, I'm going to be very confused, and I'm going to expect every ship to have that capability. Otherwise, this doesn't make sense. But that's just me. That's just my thoughts on this episode. What did you guys think? Please let me know in the comments below your thoughts. I'm Captain Zeus, and I will catch you guys later. See ya.